Have you ever pondered why we forget the keys but remember the lyrics of a song we heard years ago? It's a curious question, isn't it? So let's dive into the fascinating world of memory and aging. Each day, we are exposed to a myriad of experiences, from the mundane to the extraordinary. Our brain, an incredible organ, sifts through this wealth of information, deciding what to retain and what to let go. This intricate process is memory. It's not just about remembering where we left our keys or the lyrics of a favorite song. Oh no, it's much more complex and intricate than that. Memory is our brain's filing system. It's the keeper of our past, the compass for our present, and the guide to our future. It shapes our identity, influencing who we are and how we perceive the world around us. It's our personal time machine, allowing us to revisit past experiences, learn from them, and make informed decisions about our future. As we age, this filing system undergoes changes. Some files become harder to access, some get misplaced, and some are discarded altogether. It's a natural part of aging, like getting wrinkles or turning gray. But why does this happen? Why does our brain decide to remember the lyrics of a song from our teenage years and not where we left our keys? Well, the process of memory isn't a one-size-fits-all mechanism, it's dynamic, constantly shifting and adapting. It's influenced by a variety of factors, including our physical health, mental well-being, lifestyle choices, and yes, age too. As we grow older, our brain's structure and function alter, affecting how we encode, store, and retrieve information. But what if we could understand these changes? What if we could delve deeper into the workings of our memory, understand how it changes with age, and find ways to support and enhance it? Imagine the possibilities. We could potentially slow down memory loss, enhance our cognitive abilities, and age gracefully. Intriguing, isn't it? How our brain decides what to keep and what to discard. Join us as we embark on this journey to understand the fascinating interplay between memory and aging. Let's unravel the mysteries of our mind together. To understand the changes first, we need to grasp what memory is. Memory, in its simplest form, is the mental faculty of retaining and recalling past experiences. It's the record of our personal history, the archive of our life's moments, and the reservoir of our knowledge. You might think of it as a vast, intricate library where books of all shapes and sizes are continually being added, reshelved, and occasionally dusted off for reference. But it's not a static, unchanging entity. Rather, it's a dynamic, continually evolving process that involves encoding, storing, and retrieving information. Let's break that down. Encoding is the first step. It's like the gatekeeper of memory. When we encounter new information, our brain works to transform it into a format that can be stored. This might involve focusing on the visual aspect of the experience, the way it sounds, or the emotions it evokes. Once the information is encoded, it's time for the storage stage. This is where our brain files away the encoded information for future use. It's like a librarian meticulously cataloging a new book and placing it on the right shelf. Finally, there's retrieval, arguably the most miraculous part of the process. When we need to recall something, our brain has to search through the countless books in our memory library and pull out the right one. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, yet our brain does it with astonishing speed and accuracy. So you see, memory isn't just about remembering. It's a complex, multi-stage process that involves transforming raw data into usable information, storing it efficiently, and then retrieving it when needed. It's a testament to the remarkable capabilities of the human brain. It's also worth noting that memory isn't uniform. There are different types of memory, each serving a specific purpose and each with its own unique characteristics. But we'll delve into that in the next part of our discussion. So, memory is our brain's incredible power to encode, store, and bring back the information when needed. Now delve into the 3 stages of memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval. First up is encoding. This is the initial stage of memory formation. Think of it like a camera snapping a picture. When you experience something, your brain takes a picture of it. This process involves converting information into a form that your memory can use. It's like translating a sentence into a different language. The content is the same, but it's in a form that's more comfortable for your brain to understand and use. Next comes storage. After encoding, the information needs to be stored in the brain for later use. This is similar to saving a document on your computer. Your brain stores the information in different parts based on its type. For instance, facts might be stored in one area, while personal experiences might be stored in another. The stronger the memory, the more copies your brain makes of it. This is why some memories seem to stick around while others fade away. Finally, we have retrieval. This is when you recall or use the information that's been stored. It's like opening that saved document on your computer. You can access it when you need it, and then put it away when you're done. But remember, the ease of retrieval depends on how well the information was encoded and stored. If it wasn't stored properly, it might be difficult to retrieve. Or if it wasn't encoded well, it might come out a bit fuzzy. Let's take an example. Imagine you're learning to play a new song on the guitar. First, you encode the information, the chord progression, the rhythm, the lyrics. Then you store it. You practice it over and over again, embedding it into your memory. Finally, you retrieve it. Maybe you play it for a friend, or maybe you just hum it to yourself. And voila, you've gone through the 3 stages of memory. So, these 3 stages, encoding, storage, and retrieval, define the process of memory. Do you know our memory is not just one type, but it's divided into short-term and long-term memory? Let's start with the short-term memory. It's like a scratch pad for temporary recall of the information which is being processed at any point in time. It can hold about 7 items for no more than 20 to 30 seconds at a time. Remember the last time you tried to remember a phone number? You repeated it over and over again, right? That's your short-term memory at work. It's also responsible for keeping track of what's happening right now. For example, it helps you remember what someone just said so you can respond in a conversation. But of course, our memory capacity has to be more than just a few seconds. That's where long-term memory steps in. It's like a vast ocean that can store much larger quantities of information for potentially unlimited duration. It's your long-term memory that allows you to remember experiences, skills, facts, and faces from years or even decades ago. The information in your long-term memory is well organized, making it easier for you to retrieve when needed. It's like a well-structured library where books are arranged neatly, and you can find the one you need without much trouble. But how does information move from short-term to long-term memory? Well, it's through a process called consolidation. This is where information gets transferred from short-term memory into long-term memory. And this process can be influenced by a number of factors, including the importance of the information, your emotional state, and even how much sleep you get. It's quite amazing, isn't it? The memory process doesn't just involve storing and retrieving information. It's a fascinating dance between short-term and long-term memory, where information is constantly being moved, processed, and rearranged. Thus, our brain juggles between these 2 types of memory, short-term and long-term, to keep us functioning. Now let's see how this complex process of memory changes as we age. Aging. It's a journey we all embark on, and as we navigate this journey, it's completely normal and expected for certain changes to occur in our memory capabilities. Just as our physical strength may wane over time, our mental faculties can also experience some decline. This is a natural part of the aging process, and it's important to remember that it's not a sign of cognitive failure. As we age, you might notice that it takes a bit longer to learn and recall new information. You might walk into a room and forget why you're there, or you might misplace your keys more often than you used to. These are typical signs of age-related memory changes, and they're usually nothing to worry about. Our brains are incredibly complex and dynamic. They're capable of creating new cells and pathways, even in old age, which is really quite remarkable. However, as we get older, the rate at which our brains can generate these new cells tends to slow down. This can make it harder to absorb and remember new information, but it doesn't mean our memory is failing. Another change relates to our working memory, the ability to hold and manipulate information in our minds over short periods of time. This type of memory tends to decline as we get older, which can make it harder to multitask or learn new skills quickly. But again, this is a normal part of aging and doesn't mean we're losing our ability to learn or remember entirely. It's also worth mentioning that while some aspects of memory can decline with age, others remain relatively stable. For instance, our ability to remember information that's deeply ingrained, like the names of our family members or key facts about our personal history, tends to remain strong even as we get older. In conclusion, aging can bring about changes in our memory, but these changes are not necessarily indicative of cognitive failure. They're simply a part of life's journey. So, it's quite normal and natural to experience memory changes as we age. But how exactly does aging affect our short-term and long-term memory? Let's dive into this fascinating topic. As we age, our bodies undergo various changes, and our brains are no exception. These changes can impact our memory, specifically our short-term and long-term recall abilities. Short-term memory, also known as working memory, is like a mental sticky note. It's where we briefly store information we're currently using. Ever walked into a room and forgotten why? That's your short-term memory in action, or rather, inaction. As we age, our short-term memory can experience a decline. This is due to several factors, including changes in brain chemistry and structure, as well as decreased blood flow to the brain. On the other hand, long-term memory refers to the storage of information over an extended period. This could be anything from your childhood memories to the knowledge you've accumulated over the years. Interestingly, long-term memory tends to remain more stable as we age. So while you may forget what you had for breakfast, you're likely to remember your first bicycle ride or your high school graduation. But why does this happen? Well, long-term memories are stored in various parts of the brain, and they get stronger and more robust every time we revisit them. On the contrary, short-term memories are transient and are not deeply encoded in the brain. As we age, our capacity to form and retain these fleeting memories declines, but our ability to recall long-term memories remains relatively intact. However, it's important to note that everyone ages differently. Some people might experience more significant short-term memory loss, while others may notice a slight dip in their long-term recall. It's a complex process, influenced by a myriad of factors, including genetics, lifestyle, and overall health. So, while aging, you might forget where you placed your glasses but still remember your childhood friend's name. And that, in a nutshell, is the curious impact of aging on our short-term and long-term memory. So, is there anything we can do to boost our memory as we age? Absolutely. There are several strategies that can help improve our memory regardless of our advancing age. Let's start with physical activity. Regular exercise is not only good for our body, but also for our brain. It helps increase blood flow and oxygen to the brain, thereby improving cognitive function and memory. Whether it's a brisk walk in the park, a swim in the pool, or a dance class, any form of physical activity can contribute to better memory. Next is a healthy diet. What we eat directly affects our brain health. Foods rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and other essential nutrients are key to maintaining brain health and enhancing memory. Think blueberries, fatty fish, turmeric, broccoli, pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, and more. Remember, a healthy brain is a product of a healthy diet. Mental stimulation is another vital strategy. Engaging in activities that challenge our brain helps build new brain cells and strengthen neural connections. This could be anything from solving puzzles and reading books to learning a new language or playing a musical instrument. The more we use and challenge our brain, the better our memory will be. Quality sleep is often overlooked, but it plays a crucial role in memory consolidation. During sleep, our brain processes and stores new information. So ensure you are getting enough sleep. If you're having trouble sleeping, consider creating a sleep-friendly environment and adhering to a regular sleep schedule. Lastly, stress management. Chronic stress can damage the brain and impair memory. Practicing mindfulness, yoga, meditation, or any other stress management technique can help reduce stress and improve memory. By incorporating these strategies, we can certainly enhance our memory, irrespective of our age. Remember, it's never too late to start. So let's embark on this journey to better memory and better health. So, memory and aging. It's a complex yet intriguing topic, isn't it? We've taken quite a journey today, delving into the fascinating world of memory and how it evolves with age. We've learned about the memory process, encoding, storage, and retrieval. We've explored the differences between short-term and long-term memory, and how aging impacts both. We've also acknowledged the inevitable changes that come with aging. But remember, these changes aren't about losing memory. It's about a shift in how we remember. It's a normal part of the aging process. And the most inspiring part, it's not all set in stone. There's so much we can do to boost our memory. Through mental exercises, a healthy lifestyle, and a positive mindset, we can keep our memory sharp and vibrant. Remember, aging is not about losing memory, it's about changing how we remember. So embrace the change and keep making beautiful memories.